Now understand that the market for real estate is this big, it's shrinking, but the market is this big, but the people that are going to need your services in the next 5 years are this big. So I don't go all in here because every lead service tries to sell you right here. I'm into it for networking, building relationships, building the influence, getting people to the community to know, like, and trust you, see you everywhere. When they see that, the trust wall comes down and you are the trusted local expert. I am going to be presenting module 1 of the Vid Pro certification. It'll give you a basic understanding about video and how to use video properly, because we hear the term often, video, you need to do video, but nobody ever tells you how, right? All you hear from all the gurus are, oh, you got to do video, you got to do video, you got to do video. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and break through some misnomers about that. I'm going to show you the Vid Pro certification shows you how to train, shows you how to edit videos. We're not going to get into that. It gets deep into different things like YouTubes and Googles and shows you how to do things. We're going to touch the surface of it. It's too long to do in one session, but y'all can check out vidprocert.com and take a look at it. That's what we're going to be going from, because I do believe the power of video, but it's not just doing a video. And to be very clear with that, it's how you use the video after the fact, right? We don't need to have 10,000 followers. We don't need to have 10 million followers. We don't need to be an Instagram influencer to have a good video marketing strategy. So I want to break that myth right now. Some of my partners that I work with directly at Explore My Town, they don't have a big following, but they're killing their business, double, tripling their business because they're doing the strategy properly. It's a video marketing strategy, right? So to create videos, if you want to be a TikTok influencer, if you want to be a YouTube influencer, that's a specific strategy. What we're going to talk about is strategy across the board. So I want to jump into the power of video. I know that it's frustrating. Have you ever experienced frustration with editing or posting a video, quality of video? You post something to social media and it's like, oh, that doesn't look right. Each social media has their own unique aspect ratios, time limits, and things like that. So when you understand those, you have them forever. You don't ever have to worry again, because if Instagram wants a 1x1 or a 4x5, you can give them that. If they want a 9x16 for reels and these things, we'll talk about those, what I'm saying in a minute. These are just aspect ratio sizes, right? When you understand what the aspect ratio sizes are, then you can deliver to the social media platforms. And when you understand the power of YouTube, which I believe the power of YouTube isn't YouTube within itself. The power of YouTube is the fact that it's owned by Google and Google indexes. And if you do it correctly, then your videos can be indexed in Google. So where are most people? They're on Google. So what do we want to be? Present on Google, right? That's where the majority, #1 website people visit every day or per year. So let me ask you a very powerful question. When was the last time that you were on social media? I know it was recently because you registered for this, and the only place we put it was on social media. So did you like anything? Did you leave a comment? Did you watch a video? View a story? Did you do or interact in any way possible? Because you know who else is online? Everyone you know. Simply everyone you know is online, with maybe a small exception of, people that aren't. I have a unique goal of one day fully logging out and never being on social media again. That's within 5 years. Just go fishing, right? Go ride 4-wheelers and do things, cook on an open fire and enjoy my life. I don't need to tell those stories because I've reached the levels that I need to. But the most popular social media platform is still Facebook, followed by YouTube, which isn't social media, in my opinion. It's a platform. It's a video platform. WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, right? This was 2021. It'll change a little bit in 2022. TikTok is moving up the ranks, but you can see everybody you know is on one platform, connected one way or another. So this is why it's important to be present there, right? To be present in social media. Explore My Town. I like to talk about content a lot because that's one of the things that stump us. We'll get into that a little bit more as we go through. One of the things that stump us greatly, or most people, is, what do I say? Real estate agents like to talk about the same thing. The other day, there was a meme that went out with Amber Heard talking to Johnny and the lawyers, and everybody had that post. By the end of the day, I'm like, watch, you're going to see 100 different people sharing this post, right? They copy. And copy because lack of, and maybe it was funny or whatever like that. But the same thing comes down to their video content or your video content. You just talk about real estate. Now, understand that the market for real estate is this big. It's shrinking, but the market is this big. But the people that are going to need your services in the next 5 years are this big. So I don't go all in here because every lead service tries to sell you right here. I'm into it for networking, building relationships, building the influence, getting people to the community to know, like, and trust you, see you everywhere. When they see that, the trust wall comes down and you are the trusted local expert. That's what I go for. And video is the only thing, it is the only thing that can allow you to do that. Blogs can only get you so far. Websites can only get you so far. Matter of fact, if you're not putting money behind any of those things, they probably have a minimal impact, right? So video, people watch video. I'll prove it in a minute. But if you take a look at this comes from your NAR, right? Every year they come out with the generational trends report. The new ones are slightly different than this. I need to update these slides. It comes out every March. So I need to update, but it's still the same. It's roughly 67% of buyers and 75% of sellers. This is the wrong slide. I'm just saying the wrong thing because I removed the other one. Come from somebody that they know, like, trust. They worked with them in the past, or it was a referral. Now, this one's a little bit different. I got ahead of myself. This one's really important to understand. Number of real estates interviewed. Buyer and seller generational trends report, right? Number of agents contacted before selecting one to assist with the sale of the home. So the blue is the seller and the yellow one is the buyer. One agent. Doesn't it make sense to be that one agent? So if you're putting out video and you're staying in touch with some of the methods that we're going to teach, you have a better chance. You increase your chance of being that one agent. You're going to see something. I hope not. I hope not. But with let's be real, what's going on out there in the market right now, what's going on with crypto, what's going on with stocks, real estate's next, interest rates, I think it was 6.39 the other day, right? Making a lot of things unaffordable, starting to see some areas, houses sitting on, not getting those multiple offers because the affordability index is dropping for those people. So you're going to see some agents scrambling around to try to get business. That's called survival. But if you engage in consistent video marketing, you put yourself out there, not so much as a real estate agent, tell stories about interesting people, places, and things. Yes, from a real estate perspective, because people are moving or looking to move to your area. Tell them why you love your area. Tell them where are the fun things to do. Hey, if you move here, these are my top 5 favorite things to do in whatever town you live in or whatever region you live in, right? So now you have a purpose to talk versus everybody talking about, oh, is the market gonna crash? I mean, those are important too. But again, we're talking about this versus this. Start to focus on that big, market versus the little market. And you're going to see that, yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but you're going to become the authority, right? So let's take a look. Oh, there's the other slide. I had them backwards. 61, it's actually 64% this year, and 75% come from referred buyer is a friend, family, neighbor, or relative, used the agent previously to buy a home, referred by another real estate agent or broker, and then down below is referred by a relocation company or corporate or something else like that. This is where business is coming from. Video allows you to stay in front of these people without being the same old, hey, looking to buy or sell. Hey, do you know what your home's worth? Hey, my goal is to help 32 families this year. Your goal ain't to help 32 families this year. That number came from the goal planning that you did, and you need to help 32 families. That's not your passion. So if you're able to come through and connect with these people and be authentic with them and deliver some value outside of just the narrow perspective of real estate. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. It's just, if you're only focused on this, you miss all this, right? So don't be so focused on, hey, yes, you need to put on the microscope, but man, the telescope is pretty magnificent too, right? Video and social media is the only thing that allows you to reach more people, have conversations, and get you more referrals. And at the bottom, at the core of all of it, at the bottom and the core of all of your transactions is a conversation. It's a relationship. So by being out there on video, you're having what's called a parasocial relationship with somebody, or creating a parasocial relationship where it's one way. They're getting to know, like, and trust you. And, you know, they almost feel like they know you in the mannerism. So when they meet you, it's real simple for them to say, I feel like I know you. This happens to my friend Susan down in Valdosta, Georgia. Was one of our first Explore My Town people. She's been very diligent. She's not perfect, right? Her videos aren't perfect, but they're authentic and they're loving, right? And she's loving, and it allows her natural talent to take over and network. She has tripled her business since 2020 when she was having a hard time breaking into the market down there. Now she can't walk into a restaurant without people saying, hi, Miss Susan, because she's built that relationship up in that particular area. She's built that following, if you would. She's built up her show. And now all of a sudden, everywhere she goes, that parasocial relationship kicks in. And when you meet somebody, they feel like they know you. It's almost like you're a celebrity, right? So there's 7 trends that you really can't ignore right now. These 7 trends are pretty powerful stuff. People watch an average of 18 hours of online video per week. Now that's actually 19 hours because the new surveys just came out. So it's 19 hours. Compare that to 2000 and I think it was 16, where it was 10.5 hours of online video per week. Don't take my word for it. Look at your own habits. Look at your friends' habits and your family's habits. How much online video do you watch in a particular week, right? YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. YouTube attracts, this one's powerful. YouTube attracts more 18 to 49-year-olds than all of cable combined. I mean, that's all you need to know. Video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. That's crazy, right? So video generates 1,200% more shares. Think about this. What's the #1 most shared thing that you've ever had? One of our videos got 180 some odd shares, 185 shares, which is crazy. It doesn't usually happen that way, but 185 shares in the first 48 hours. So it's all doing interesting people, places, and things. They did an iconic restaurant in an area and it blew up. But Susan also had one of a place that has green, what would you call it? Grass-fed beef. All natural, organic, and everything else like that, got 120 shares, right? 30, 50, 40 shares is not uncommon. What happens is those shares are powerful. I'll tell you that in a minute, show you that in a minute. Viewers retain 95% of the message when they watch it in video, right? 95% of the message. So if there's you over and over, hey, I'm Johnny Moe, you're a community realtor. Hey, I'm Johnny Moe, Manchester's realtor, right? I'm going to burn that in. I'm going to inculcate the people, indoctrinate them, if you would, into the message. So when people see me, I don't really wear anything but black shirts that say my company on it. I don't really wear anything but these hats. Why? It's branding. Even if I get up on stage, I'm wearing the t-shirt, I'm wearing the hat, because this is a uniform, right? So people see me speaking. If I'm out of this, people might not recognize me, right? So for me, this is how I roll, right? So people start to get that, and they're going to retain the message. They're going to retain me. I'm going to be burnt into their mind saying, I'm your community real estate agent. 82% of people would rather watch a video than read a post. That's me most of the time. I'd rather watch a quick video. If you get in there and you take one of these guru courses about YouTube and you're trying to talk slow just to fill up 10 minutes, you are not going to retain anybody. You got to get to the point. You got to keep them interested, because the attention span of humans is shrinking, right? So if it's all drawn out just so you can meet that 10-minute YouTube suggested threshold, they're going to bounce, right? But people would rather watch a video than read a post. So be quick about it, especially when it comes to learning or informational or something like that. Do you want to read 3,200 words in an article, or do you want to watch a 5-minute video? One of the greatest things is press that button and it reads the article to you. Take heed, more than 1 billion with a B hours of video are consumed on YouTube every day. That's a whole lot. And 90% of people discover new brands and products via YouTube, right? So we're talking a lot about YouTube and video, but YouTube, again, is, I look at it as a hosting company. I'll show you soon. We'll see why. This guy, this is young Gary V. He don't look this young anymore. He's older, got some gray hair now. But he says this, and I will lean on him because, man, a pretty smart guy. Attention is the single most important asset. I say that again, attention is the single most important asset. If you're not being seen, if you're not being heard, do you exist? It's a logical question, right? So this is what I was saying about the 1,200 shares or the 1,200% and the shares. Videos are like digital billboards. When it's shared, it's put on a billboard on another person's highway, right? How many times has your #1 video been shared? So think about the way, and you might not even know the way the algorithm works. Let me explain it the best that I can in the shortest amount of time possible. The algorithm rewards activity, and the activity goes basically shares, comments, likes, right? So if you get a video that's shared, the algorithm says, oh, somebody likes this video, and it keeps it there, right? It keeps it there. If nothing happens, it starts to move down, right? But what happens is there's a whole bunch of videos, hundreds of thousands, millions of videos out there. If your video gets a share, boom, it moves up. It gets a share, boom, it moves up. It moves up, it moves up. Now all of a sudden you're starting to climb the ladder. And what happens is when the video gets shared, it shows it to another snapshot audience, if you would, right? It shows it to a snapshot audience. And if that audience responds, and it grows and it grows and it grows, it's almost like a ripple. So imagine you've got multiple ripples happening across multiple people's channels or profiles. Let's just call that what I call sphere hacking. And that's something that we're not talking about today, but sphere hacking is when you're getting into other people's sphere of influence because of shared videos or because of tags or anything else like that. But think about it. Imagine you had 20 shares on your video. You now have 20 billboards out on unique highways that people are going to see. Think about the average Facebook user. They got 1,000 friends, right? If you got 1,000 friends and your video is shared 20 times, that is now potentially 20,000 unique individuals that will be able to see that. If that person shares it, and it just quantifies from there. So when you get shares on your video, it's powerful. It's the #1 thing that you want because it opens you up to other people's audiences. Trust me, look at your business page, any video that's there. How many likes, how many shares, and how many comments do you have? Usually it's minimal unless you put some money behind it, because don't forget what Mark told Senator. We sell, the senators, we sell ads, Senator. They want your money. They're not really going to do much for you on your business page except send you a bill, right? So if you're putting it out on your business page on Facebook, they want money. If you're putting it out there on YouTube, it's all about the relevancy of the video. It's all about the description. It's all about the details inside of there. And that's what makes it relevant, right? And Google spiders YouTube. So you want to make sure that whatever's in there is relevant to your area, to you, to your message, and where you want to land them to. So the question I have for my realtor friends, LOs, insurance people, anybody that's a community-centric professional, how do you stand out to your sphere of influence, your past clients, the community, business owners, and online in general? What are you doing now? Sending out a newsletter once a week, once a month that's the same canned kind of newsletter? Are you sending them something in the mail once a month, once per quarter? What are you doing? Giving phone calls, right? These are all the traditional things. I implore you to consider video to stay in touch with them. A video text message is powerful. A video email is powerful, right? Hey, Bob and Jenny, I just wanted to say hi. Miss you guys. Drove by your street the other day and just wanted to say hi. That's powerful, right? So a lot of stuff to do with video doesn't cost anything. Instagram Reels is free. I'd be putting out a reel or two a day of good, relevant content. It's free, right? Now, this guy, I just talked about Mark Zuckerberg said in 2016, within 5 years, Facebook will be mostly video. We're at 2022 now. Last year, they announced that Instagram is going video centric, and that's where Reels has come in, and where Reels is powerful, because Reels is duplicating or propagating, I should say, to Facebook now. So that's why you're seeing these Reels. Please don't use your TikTok video in Instagram, because you'll eventually be penalized for it. They're working on that technology to identify that stuff and not push it. They want you, the platforms want you to edit on their platforms or produce on their platforms, Instagram and TikTok specifically. Facebook rolled out a bunch of stuff last year, which gave you create a studio where you can go in and pick music and do all sorts of things on your business page, create a studio. So many tools in there. But if you look at some of these stuff, they also have monetization in there, which don't get caught up into that. Don't go chasing that dragon. It happens, but the amount of views that you need, the amount of work you need to do to make 50 bucks is mind numbing. Don't step over dollars for pennies, right? Focus on the commissions, focus on the clients, focus on the relationships. You'll do much better. But yeah, focus on this guy said within 5 years, Facebook will be mostly video. Instagram has gone video first. We're no longer a photo sharing app. So the questions that I want to come up with now for you, hopefully you might be able to identify one of these. You're not identifying it to me, so be real with yourself, right? Come up with what's holding you back. Why don't you engage in consistent video? We found through working with dozens of hundreds of people, I've been doing real estate for 20 years. Prior to that, I was a network engineer. I've been training and coaching since 2013. So I've had a lot of conversations with people all the way up and all the way down. Owners, coaches, you name it. But one of the number one issues is knowledge. You don't know how to film. You don't know how to edit. You don't know how to run ads. Now, you might not identify with any of those. You might know how to make video. Everybody does. You just hit the red button. Yeah, you might not know how to edit. It can be intimidating, or to run ads, but everybody can learn. This device that I hold in my hand is all I use and all I suggest any of my partners at Explore My Town use. That's what we use, our phones. Sure, I shoot in 60 frames per second and 1080. I have no need for 4K because no social media accepts 4K. But 1080 DPI at 60 frames per second is what I shoot. Now, it eats up a lot of memory, so you gotta want to get those off your phone as quick as possible and into editing. But that's it. How to film, right there. I just took the myth out of it. How to edit, it can be taxing, but you can learn. I learned. I didn't know how to edit 5 years ago, and yeah, about 5 years ago. And how to run ads, right? Simple. But a lot of us have somebody in our team that is running ads, or in our repertoire that is running ads, right? The biggest one, I think, is really fear. You know, what do I say? How will I look? What will others think? What other people think of you is 100% not your opinion. Let them think whatever they want about you. Gary Vee said it, if you're not beating me, you can't laugh at me. I'm doing it, you're not, right? So think about that. Is it fear? What do I say? How will I look? What will others think? Who cares? You're doing it and they're not, right? You got to miss out on this particular opportunity. Hey, look, I'm big. I got pounds to lose. I used to be bigger. I was walking yesterday and some old timer says to me, says, going out for your walk? I said, yes, sir. I go for a walk almost every day. He goes, keep it up. I used to be 240. I walked from Manchester to Bedford every day. I looked at him, I said, are you calling me fat? Right? I mean, are you calling me fat? He goes, no, just keep walking, you'll lose it. I said, well, I'm just walking for the health benefit of it, not to lose any weight. If I wanted to lose weight, shut up, man, right? I'm comfortable with myself. I accept myself. I love myself. Listen, man, if there's something that you're insecure about, it's always going to be there. And the sooner you get over that, the better you are. So there you are. We'll get over all that fear stuff right there. Time is a big one. I'm too busy to edit, too busy to manage ads, too busy and just need help. So everybody that I see struggling with a video strategy of sorts, or getting ready to get into one, or making excuses not to do one, covers one of those three things. Knowledge, they just don't know how to do it. And that's where I come in, try to help you. Fear, well, we come in with you, and my partner Katie is excellent at helping our partners overcome fear, getting them comfortable, and understand when you're editing your video, you're gonna mess up. And that's okay. Mess up. Take 3 seconds, smile again, and start all over, because the best part about editing is you snip that and you leave it on the floor, right? Or it's time. Some people are really very busy and they just need to leverage somebody. So can you identify with knowledge, fear, or time? Oh, I got more slides for knowledge. Equipment, your mobile, your lav mic, right? Get some microphones. I use this kit right here. They're Movo. They're 100. I think you can get them for 150 bucks now on Amazon. I got the interview set. So, you know, that to me is the most critical component, because bad video can be fixed with B-roll, cutbacks and everything. Bad audio, you just hit delete, because there's really no fixing it easily, right? So get some mics, use your phone, and you're good to go. Some people also ask, should I have a gimbal? I use this thing. I use a switch pod, right? This is the switch pod. This piece is additional. Everybody should have it, but it opens up into a little tripod, so I can put it on a desk or a counter. It feels so nice in my hand. It's ergonomically correct. It's far enough away that if I'm walking and doing a selfie, that I get a good view from it. You don't need a lot of expensive equipment. Fear, what if people are negative? Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Everybody has haters. I have haters. Just had one the other day. How will I look? Be yourself. People work with people. People work with authentic people, not fake people. So be you. Be the real you and attract your tribe. What to say? Tell compelling stories. Make it about others. Time, make a plan in Trello. I like Trello. Make a plan in Trello, follow a schedule, and understand no matter whether it's this, cold calling, door knocking, whatever it is, discipline wins. Hands down, every time. I created this. This is what started my training journey back in 2013. I call it UPAD, Understand, Plan, Action, and Discipline. I'm a big Michael Gerber fan. Matter of fact, in 2020, I was mentored by him in the creation of Explore My Town. And he said, if whatever you're going to do, be revolutionary. So we're trying, but understand and plan. Michael Gerber came up with the 3 levels of business: the entrepreneur level, the manager level, and the technician level. Most real estate agents execute at the technician level. That's where action is and the discipline is, right? But we need to focus a little bit on the management level. And when you understand what's needed and required, you can then make a plan to do it. Then you simply put the plan into action and then have the discipline to do it and stay up with. If you miss something, that's okay. Get to it as soon as you can, right? Put it back on the schedule and get to it. Don't beat yourself up over it. But discipline creates accountability, and accountability is the missing link in our success as a collective. If you can bring accountability and discipline into your business, you are going to win, right? That everybody asks, you know, if there's one thing that's the most important, what do you think it is? And I'm like, accountability, and that's created through discipline, right? That's it. Because if you're not accountable to yourself, to your own business, who are you accountable to? So we're going to get into a little bit about distribution now. What time is it? 12:31. All right, we're doing well. We're going to get into some thick stuff now. I just went over the important stuff of validating video, why it's important, some statistics, who's watching video, right? We went over that and some things that are holding you back. Now we need to move into some validation of video beyond just the video. And distribution is it. It's vital. We're probably going to spend the next half hour on this distribution. Finish it up. So you got social media. And social media, you know, from my perspective, is where you can interact with one another and have a conversation. YouTube is a video platform where you're able to interact, right? Answer questions or whatever like that. But social media, consider Facebook, Instagram, right? Google, YouTube, ads, web, blog, and email newsletter. So let's start with the first one first, social media. What's your message? Again, let's get back to this versus this. What's your message? What's your message going to be? What do you want to be known for, right? What's your niche? What's your expertise? Your luxury broker? How are you telling that message, right? You work in REO or with investors? How are you telling that message? How are you going to be heard? Where will it be posted? What is the end goal? And that's probably the most important question. I like to say we start with the end in mind. Where do you want to direct people to? Are you just expecting that they're going to love your video so much that they're going to reach out to you and say, hey, I love you so much, I got to sell my house with you? Now that happens. But realistically, if you have a place that they're going to land, it is that much more important. So for instance, do you have a website where they're going to land? Do you have a page where they're going to land, right? What are you doing that video for? And what is the next logical step? That allows for sphere hacking, which we discuss in later model, right? Well, sphere hacking again is building that algorithm or tricking that algorithm because you have other people that are liking your video and you're hitting these other spheres and you're able to now see more people and more people and more people. And that just quantifies. I mean, it's ridiculously quantitative. Google, the #1 thing most agents aren't using. It's the most popular and the most powerful search engine ever created on earth. And people don't have their Google business listed there, right? So you got your Google business listing, right? Yeah, you got your Google business page. I know they're going to transition over to maps and stuff like that. Are you there, right? Are you post? You can post a 30-second video. Are you, right? Post several times per week. Use the Learn More button to drive to blog or to YouTube, right? That's a typo. Sometimes I just added this one. Use the Learn More button to drive to blog to YouTube, right? So I'll show you that right here. So this is a post that we did. We do Google announcements on every video that we produce. And then there's a link that we put in there that drives to the web page. And on the web page, they're pixelated. And that is your tracking pixel for Facebook or your Google analytic code. So you can get the analytics or your Google tracking code so you can retarget that way. And the Learn More button brings them over to YouTube. You can do this. It doesn't cost any money. It's free, right? You can put optimized words in there and everything else like that. Now, all of a sudden, it's ranking in Google. This has to be a 75 meg or under 1 minute video, right? So that's what we do. That's using the power of Google. Google wants information. It thirsts for information. So we're giving it information. You can start this today for free, right? Just stay consistent with it. And this is the one that we do, right? This is a real snapshot of what we do. I think you get like 1,500 characters of what you can put there. Make sure that you put links to your website because now you have a backlink from a top level authoritative domain. There's no more higher domain authority than Google, right? That tops. So link back to your stuff. Blogs. Use the YouTube to host your video. Now, YouTube has an embed capability, so you can embed in different places. I use it. You just click share, embed. Now you get embed code so you can put that on websites. But most websites in 2020 will allow you to just put the link there. So use YouTube. Think of YouTube as a hosting platform. I've said it like 3 times in this session. And then use your blogs. And then you can use the blogs inside of your newsletters and send out your newsletters. And now you have a newsletter. right? With a video, with a blog in it and everything else like that. And when they click on that, well, they get pixelated. I have a diagram for that. Distribution, website, build micro pages, real estate related. Y'all have websites, y'all have IDX websites of some sort. Do you have it? Let's say that your community is Cattsville, right? You got a community in your town called Cattsville, and there's searches built around that. Is there a video that says, hey, welcome to Cattsville? I'm Johnny Moen. I'm going to be your guide for all things Cattsville, right? Cattsville's a wonderful town. And by the way, if you're looking for a home in Cattsville, just click on the link down below. It has all the homes for sale in Cattsville, right? Boom. Now you get something on your website. You're becoming more personal, and it's not just so robotic, right? And this is why websites are, right? But now all of a sudden I got a reason to drive people there. I can have info pages, have the pixel installed, which allows for retargeting. So now I have the end in mind. I want to land people on my website. I don't want to land people on my website specifically for lead generation, which we all do. But with my video, I'm saying I want to land them on my blog page so they get pixelated so I can retarget them, right? And obviously on the blog page, you're going to have property searches and such. Like this is one of my partners in Pittsburgh area. And, you know, they got this whole support local thing. All their blogs are here. You click on a blog and it opens it up, right? Now these pages are all pixelated for retargeting. And then here's all the searches right here, right? So somebody's going there to read the blog. Oh, let me take a look at properties. Oh, wow, honey, take a look at this home, right? Now all of a sudden you have a purpose for it. Distribution, newsletter. Use your YouTube to host your video, send it weekly. Consistency wins. So if you don't do the blog and everything because you find that that's too taxing, you can still create a video newsletter by taking that video, writing a quick little blurb about it and saying, hey, we just did this restaurant. Hey, we just showcased this neighborhood. Hey, did you know about this park, right? Did you know about this farmer's market? Now you can put that out there and stay in touch with your past clients, your sphere of influence. Again, not here, versus if you take a look at your markets, oh, the market's going down, the rates are going up. They know that. They watch the news, right? You're not telling them anything they don't know. But you tell somebody that this place is 25-cent chicken wings on Tuesday night, man, you might get their attention a little bit better. And then at the end of it, oh, by the way, you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call, right? So I firmly believe we got to take the real estate out of real estate and get back to being human again. If you think of your area, and if you think about doing video as a tour guide, an HGTV, a travel channel kind of show, you're going to attract more people. People know people, people refer people. It's that simple. So when the newsletter goes out, you have the newsletter. They click on it. In a perfect world, they'll go to your website to read a blog where they're pixelated, or watch a video where they're pixelated. So next time they go into Facebook, it's like, here I am with my real estate ads, right? Because that's what you're going to retarget with, or we retarget with the videos, or it's like, hey, here I am again, right? Because when people start to see you over and over and over, it gets etched. I can show you a Nike swoosh and say to you, any one of you, I'm pretty sure, what company is this? Y'all would know that it's Nike, because that brand has been embedded into our brains. Well, we want to embed, video allows you to be embedded into the consumer's brain. Oh, cool. We finished excellent timing. So I am going to stop talking and stop sharing, start asking some questions. Is anybody that wants to ask me questions? That's the end of module 1. Right, that is pretty much the teaser, if you would, of why video is important, right? That gave you some now knowledgeable things that you can go out and do. I'd be checking my YouTube out. I would be checking my Google business out, right? Those are things you can do now. You can start to do blogs with your videos now. You can put them on your website now. You can do newsletters now, right? So I gave you a bunch of actionable content. You just have to answer the questions to yourself of what holds you back. Why aren't you doing it? Right? So if there's any questions, feel free to raise your hand or unmute yourself, or put them down into the chat section. Otherwise, I'll talk for another 5 minutes. So in the course, this is module 1. In the course, it's 6 modules. I'll just share that real quick so you can see. There's 6 modules. We just did this one. Teach you how to edit. We use video. My team uses Adobe Premiere Pro. It's complex. I don't understand it, but editors do. I teach people how to edit basic stuff with Video. It's an online, easy to use editor, right? It's like 30, 40 bucks a month. It's inexpensive, but you can learn how to edit with it. And then you can even, I do green screens, I do mobile and stuff like that. So you can learn how to edit several different ways. We'll also get into deciphering social media, learn the platform's requirements, how to repurpose your content, the importance of ads and ad spend, how to see what your competition's doing. That's a fun one, right? If you have a competitor in town, don't you want to see what the ads that they're running are? I teach you how to do that. Google and YouTube, it's simple, right? Anybody can go learn how to do it right now. Module 4 is Google and YouTube. Learn the power and reach of Google and YouTube. Hacks you're probably not doing now. Understand the way that Google works and using TubeBuddy for optimization. That's powerful. I love TubeBuddy. I got vidIQ as well. Module 5 is business to business networking with video. That's my jam, man. You start and grow a power circle. Who gives regular referrals? That to me, listen, that's not a concept I came up with. Gary Keller calls it your allied forces. Brian Buffini calls it your inner circle. I call it your power circle. Sphere hacking, how to massively grow your sphere of influence, stand out in the community on social media, and the hidden power of video networking. Again, video to me isn't the means, it's just a tool to build relationships, because under every transaction is every transaction is the relationship, and every relationship has a conversation, right? And then distribution, we get into the distribution, best practices in those. And also you learn the 9-point marketing strategy that we do at Explore My Town. And it goes over multiple different ways for you to get your content out there, be seen, and build the following that you have. You can go to VidPro Cert, VID Pro Cert for that. And we have multiple plans, $199 for an individual. You need 50 licenses, 100 licenses or more. We have that. So I'm done talking. Do you have questions? Let me hear them. I'd like to hear also what you thought about it. Give me in the comments or whatever. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't care. Don't hurt my feelings. A little bit hurts a little bit, but any questions from anybody? What are the names of the recommended gear? The recommended gear. So I got these Movo mics, MOVO. It's an interview set because you want to put one on whoever you're interviewing, and they're Bluetooth. And hi, Christina, how are you? I just saw your comment. And then this is a switch pod. So instead of tripod, replace try with switch, and it brings you over to it's switchpod.co. And you can order one. They're like $100. So easy. That's all I use. And then whatever phone that you have. Anything else? Thank you for the question, Chad. 5, 4, 3. I like the idea of creating as HGTV. I know many people get tired of hearing. They 100% do, and they'll tune you out. And then all of a sudden you become irrelevant, right? And now all of a sudden the only people that you are attracting are new people searching for that particular niche. That's exactly the methodology of Explore My Town. You can go to partnerwithmytown.com and take a look at that too. What is the attached to the Switch Pro? That's just a regular traditional camera holder. I think they sell them on SwitchPod. You can go to Amazon too and just look for a tripod camera holder. That's it. And it adjusts, it moves. Right. So depending on which way you want to shoot, this goes up and down. So different cameras. Yep, simple. I think I paid $7 for it. And here's the thing, you can create content all day long. You don't have to use it right now, right? If you see something cool, take some content, make ideas, create ideas. You don't have to do it right now, but start getting it. So anyways, any more questions? How do you recommend maximizing Google business page? Ah, boy, that's a whole course within itself, but consistency, putting consistent posts out a couple times a week with relevant topics, relevant conversations, driving them to places that you want them to landing pages. If you're doing blogs, put them there and drive it to the blog page. That's what I'd be doing. It's all about announcements, nothing more. Oh, Alicia, it would be vidprocert.com. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. I'm taking my hat off. It's getting hot. Getting hot in here doing all this talking. Vidprocert.com. You can take a look at it if it makes sense. My email's there too, so you can reach out to me. Anything else? Better type fast. I want to thank you all for coming. If you need to reach out to me, find me on Facebook. I don't bite. Peace out, all.